All right, welcome to episode 150 of Those Millennials podcast. Today I am your humble, grateful, extremely thankful host, K the Classic. I'm here with my nearest and dearest, my boys and friends in real life. Rell's here. Rell, how you doing? How you feeling? How's your pockets? How's your mental health?
Pocket's good.
He answered the question.
Pocket's Chalupa. But what's Gucci, man?
Pockets on Chalupa. Full disclosure, we apologize for last week for not recording, but the crazy thing is we did record. It just didn't happen. So we apologize. First and foremost, episode 150. I just want to say thank you to everybody that said we wasn't gonna get to episode 50. I just want to talk to the haters for a second. Thank
Who
you
said
for
that so I can tell them a few certain words.
We appreciate you guys for saying that we wouldn't get to episode 150. I'm just talking like Khaled. You know how you just talking to the best, like, we don't know who they are and who we is with DJ Khaled. That's how I'm talking. That's how I'm feeling. But yeah, man, no, in all seriousness, thank you. This is really, we got to episode 150 and we're going to keep on grinding. So we're going to try to make this episode special as possible. It's just me and Rell, no Jesse. First and foremost, as I like to always do at the beginning of the pod, I want to like to thank you guys for listening. You guys can listen to any podcast in the world. We appreciate you taking the time and patience and listening to us and here at Those Millennials podcast. But please help the pod grow. Help the pod go a long way by subscribing on wherever you're listening to the pod, whether it's on Spotify, on Apple, on Google Play, on Stitcher. What's all the other ones, streaming service that people use?
Tubi.
Tubi is one?
No, I just the one out there.
This nigga, man. Any podcast? Yeah, I can't remember any of them. But yeah, any podcast streaming service that you guys listen to us, please subscribe. If you watch us on YouTube, thank you. Please don't forget to leave a comment. That helps the pod, help the algorithms grow. We're trying to reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. But yeah, so let's just. I want to kind of get this out of the way, Rell, because so obviously you're Yankeed up. Today is opening day of the MLB season. I don't want to spend too much time because when you talk baseball, people aren't engaged like that. So just
today might be engagement day.
So first and foremost, explain to the people in as fast as possible how exciting baseball is now with the pitch count being introduced to the MLB.
Games are going to be done in pretty much 2 hours. Like games are going to go like NBA games.
I was watching the Rangers game today. That's why I asked. Keep going. It was fast.
Yeah. Games are going to go like NBA games. So there's not going to be no more of your 4 hours drawn out games because the pitchers want to take forever. And that's really what just slowing down the game. Games are going to be faster. Offense is going to be better because now they can shift. It was basically like a legal defense. So where like now everybody, wherever you at on the field, that's where you got to be. You can't move over because you hit the ball to the right side. So it's just going to be, honestly, I feel like it's a new product because of many years I've been watching baseball. They've never changed the rules. So
it's going to be a better experience.
And they finally decided to like come to the future. Like and speed up the game and piss off some of the pitchers, but oh well.
I about to say, yeah,
I love it.
I know some of that's. So I was, full disclosure, I was at my barber and we were watching the game, and he was talking about how he doesn't like it for the pitchers. He's like, I'm sure all the young pitchers are gonna like it and be able to, just make this an easy transition. But he expect all the older pitchers to. This is gonna be a harder thing for them to grasp. So what's the penalty? Is if you miss the pitch count, they get base?
Yeah, they get a ball. No, they get a ball. So
they get a ball.
So if you're in a batter pitcher count and you go past the minute and 30 seconds that's allowed to you, the batter gets a ball. Or if the batter does something wrong, the pitcher can get a strike as well if the batter does a viation, like step out. Because sometimes the batter may step out for longer than
he wants. Now. Right.
Yeah. So now
it's not solely on the pitcher. Okay, that's
sometimes the batter wants to step out to throw the pitcher off,
and he's tapping his shoes, and he's spinning the bat, and he's rubbing his hands. Yeah.
So. And then there's certain pitchers like let's fucking go, and there's other dude just trying to fix his glove for the 30.
Fix his glove for the 40. Yeah.
So there's no more none of that.
I thought it was just against pitchers, so it's against batters. Okay, then I really fucks with it. Then that's really dope. Shout out to baseball for finally stepping into the new set. I will say this, and again, this is to my barber as well. He was saying, um, uh, and you probably did. You bet on MLB too, right? Because you bet on everything because you're a sicko. Um, I'm gonna put some money tomorrow on all the overs because it looks like all the games went over. I think it's gonna be a lot more scoring. So
Dog, I hit the
I
over on the Rangers. It was set at
that's the game I was
Rangers
watching.
Phillies. I had it at 9.
Yeah,
No, 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 no. It was Orioles Red Sox. I had in the morning. It was set at 9. They scored 19 runs.
they scored 19
So
runs. Yeah.
these overs, I'm gonna for the first 2 weeks.
Yeah. So put some money on the overs real quick. For if you're listening. All right, that's enough baseball. That is the extent of baseball we will talk on this podcast until something else happens that's worthy of talking about. All right, so obviously we're gonna talk about. I didn't tell you what we're gonna talk. So we're gonna talk about NBA. Obviously, like we always do. It's. I mean, we keep saying this the final run. This literally, some teams literally have 5 games left.
The season ends on Easter.
As of today, those Los Angeles Lakers are 38-38. They are no longer under 500. Tomorrow it might change, but today they are even at a 38-38. So that is something to celebrate for us over here, Laker Nation and Laker fans. So yeah, we're gonna talk about the Lakers. Obviously, I want to talk about Kyrie and Russ getting fans thrown out, and how do you feel about that? And then obviously we're going to talk about not list, and then we're going to do some predictions about who's if we're going to put all the West. There's basically 11 teams, right, that are eligible to be in the playoffs. We're not counting Portland anymore, right? So we're going to count Dallas, Utah. I'm counting out Utah too. I'm just discarding Utah. So
yeah,
even Dallas. So Dallas is the cutoff for me. So we're going to jumble those teams up, and then me and Rell are going to decide who is this? Who do you like coming out of the West out of those teams? We can put them in any order. All right, so we'll do that at the end, and then we'll call it a pod after that. But first and foremost, like I said, I want to start off with the not list as always, like I do. For those who are new here, the not list is just how it sounds. It's a list compelled of stuff that I came up with that I haven't told Rell about, of stuff that we're not talking about, but it literally gives us a reason to kind of talk about them, and they can venture off into any kind of thing that's going on in the world. So some of these I'm not gonna lie, I'm taking from our last week pod that you guys didn't hear and was not released. So I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. This one you can help me with, Rell. So we're not talking about John Wick 4, but tell me this, because you saw it. Is it true? So it is reported, somebody went and did this, that Keanu Reeves cut out 50% of his dialogue and he only has 38 words in John Wick 4?
Shit, I don't even know if it's that much. He didn't say a lot.
That's crazy. Didn't say a lot.
Like I was.
Is he the Terminator? What the fuck is this?
I don't know. Like the lines he did.
They said he says 38 words.
So cliche, corny. It was just, I don't know.
Thanks a lot, Rell. So it's been reported that he's only said. I mean, it got great reviews on Rotten Tomatoes and all the other excuse me review sites. So I mean, I plan on seeing it. I just don't know when. That was number 1 on that list.
Wait to Redbox.
That's your review? Quick review?
Yeah. Wait to Redbox.
I'm definitely
go ahead and wait to Redbox.
I'm gonna watch it.
Throw 5 in the Redbox and go ahead and get it.
I'm definitely not doing that. All right, number 2.
Saying it's not worth the movie experiences, but they cracking it up to be.
Yeah, but I kind of still want to see it. All right, so this one I didn't do last week, and this one I can't believe I let this skip by. Real, how we live here in Las Vegas, right? This is our adopted city. You've claimed the city as your own now. Like you claim to be the new adopted son of Las Vegas.
I'm the Jon Snow of Las Vegas.
this the wall? What the fuck does that mean?
Bastard son.
Yeah, stupid. How did we not talk about Jimmy Garoppolo being the new face of the Las Vegas Raiders? How did we not talk about Jimmy Garoppolo being offered free sex for life from a Las Vegas brothel? I can go and talk about this in a million kind of ways. Why? How did we not talk about this? How did we miss this?
I mean, what are there to say? It's a brothel.
What does that mean? What are you talking about?
Hamburger places sell ham. So, hamburger places sell burger. Brothels, give away something for their favorite player. So I'm pretty sure he could get chicken nuggets from somewhere out here, and there's a lot of other places where you can get a lot of other things out here. And maybe if Jimmy wants to go get his free sex coupon for a year, who knows? He likes porn stars.
No, it's for life.
That's even I win the championship. Vegas is desperate for one.
I just thought about this, and obviously, I'm just talking this out. Think about this. If Jimmy chooses to go this route and use his coupon, as you said, this man does not have to date anymore. He can just get to the cookie. He can just get to the cookie.
Charlie, bro.
He can just get to the cookie anytime he wants.
That's not a quality of Charlie, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's just not.
All I'm saying is,
to any ladies who prefer to
working women,
the penile to make money. I just don't think that's just the way you really want to go when you can do something better.
All I'm saying is, he has gotten a shortcut to dating. He doesn't have to date. He doesn't have to pay for dinners.
Do you think Jimmy has a problem meeting women?
No, he's one of the. Pause. He's one of the most handsome quarterbacks I've ever seen in life. That's a good looking man.
Yeah, pause.
I said pause. I started with pause.
But no, Jimmy good, bro. Jimmy better be careful not to catch something out here, bro.
Okay. We might as well get to it. Number 3 on that list. We are not talking about. Actually, we are going to talk about. This is a big congratulations, but I just threw it in not list. We are not talking about Steph Curry signed a long-term extension with Under Armour, extending his time with Under Armour from beyond his playing years. So
makes sense.
Yeah, obviously. So not only will Curry, not only will his contract extend past his playing years, Curry will he be awarded substantial equity in UA and is now president of Curry Brand. So I mean, I got a question for you too. So I thought about this. Well, first, before I get to my question, this is hella dope. Obviously, nobody knew this. This is how you do business correctly. No, Under Armour was a brand built around football, and it had a little, it wasn't buzzing before Curry there. I mean, obviously they had Brandon Jennings. I don't want to say it wasn't nothing. I don't want to give it that notion that it was non-existent. But their basketball department was not booming until Chef got there. And for them to, sell as much units as they do, obviously, I think they're second in sneaker sales behind Nike and Jordan Brand. I think Adidas is a distant third, which, we can talk about later. Just off the strength of Steph Curry. I mean, now, obviously, you got Joel Embiid over there. I don't think Joel Embiid is selling shoes, and, you got Kelsey Plum over there. But, yeah, I think that's UA did this right. So I got a question for you. Do you think Michael Jeffrey Jordan should have got equity in Nike instead of just been handed Jordan Brand?
Kind of, because he saved the whole shit. But they gave him such a good deal that he kind of made out better with his own line. So he got his own business. So they kind of gave him they just said they didn't give him Nike, they gave him his own business. So
yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
What's JB Brand worth right now? Oh, gotta be over
No,
It's got to be a $1 billion corporation.
it's a very, very successful business. But I know, especially their basketball department. I feel like Michael should. I mean, having Jordan Brand is big. Obviously, he's but I feel like probably should have got some equity in Nike too, and then he'd be a bigger billionaire than he is right now. I just I like the way this was done for Steph. So congratulations to Steph. This is like, I mean, he already had generational money, but like this is like awesome stuff. His name is going to be stamped with UA for to the end of time. I think that's fly. Also in sneaker news, this is number 4 on the not list. This is something I really don't want to talk about, but we can touch on. Why is Devin Booker getting a sneaker signature shoe? Why?
I think it's past due. And I think with this job situation,
I feel like you missed. I miss you missed the boat. He's 8 years in. How many years is Devin Booker in the league now? 6 years? 7 years? He's been in the league a minute now.
Was he 2006 draft?
I don't know, but he's been in the league a minute now.
No, he can't be that far out. Give me 1 second. 2015 draft. 2015 draft. I mean,
I have some.
The Devin Booker PEs you got.
So for those,
but it's different kind of royalties, Kevin.
I know.
You're not counting that man's bag.
I'm just saying. So for those who don't know, Devin Booker is a player for Nike. This is the Jordan, the Nike Kobe 4. This was a collaboration with one of my favorite streetwear brands, Undefeated. So this came out a couple years ago, and there were 4 colorways of this sneaker, right? There was this one, which is a Devin Booker PE, obviously, because he wears Kobe's. There was a green one, and this was before Giannis had his signature sneaker, so it was the Giannis one. There was a Laker one, which obviously is for the Lakers. And I can't remember the last one. But there was another colorway. Devin Booker's been given really cool PEs. I feel like he's had somewhat of a sneaker opportunity before. I'm gonna say, I've said this multiple times. I just feel like there's too many signature athletes, and I know
I don't mind it.
I know Rell doesn't mind it, but I feel like it's too many. It's too many people. It's too many people. A long time ago, having a signature sneaker was like special, and not that I'm saying it's not special anymore. I just feel like there's a lot of people, there's a lot of signature athletes on Nike's roster now. Obviously, they got LeBron. There's talks that Vanessa Bryant and the Kobe Bryant estate, they're going to be doing, they're going to be creating new shoes again. Which, in my opinion, I feel like that's what Devin Booker should have been spearheading of. I feel like since they're doing new models of Kobe, they're going to be, they're going to be doing the remasters again, right? They're going to be doing remaster because they came with the terms with Nike again. Mm-hmm. I feel like this was the opportunity, since Devin Booker's such a Kobe fan, for him and DeMar to just be the faces of the Kobe new brand, right? Like, I feel like that could have been. And again, I don't know, man. Maybe Devin Booker's just really. I mean, I'm sure he's been wanting a signature sneaker for a long time. But yeah, so let me go back to my list. So they have LeBron, they have KD, which nobody buys KD's. They have Paul George. Paul George had a little wave with the little Gatorades and the PlayStations, but nobody realistically buys Paul George like that anymore. Kyrie's been cut. They just signed Ja. Giannis' new signature sneaker just leaked. And I don't want to give any critique on the leaks. I want to see the official. But if that's the leak picture is the one, if the leak picture that's been going around online is the signature sneaker that's his, it's not really a good looking sneaker. I'm missing the athlete. I feel like somebody else has a sneaker. And now they're adding D-Book. Luke, I mean, if you want to combine the Jordan brand ones, yeah, like obviously Luka has a JT. I actually like the JTs though. JT, Luka has a signature sneaker, and I feel like there's somebody else. Yeah, Zion, Russell Westbrook. I just to me, I just feel like it's so many athletes, and you're just you got to be a different kind of dude to try to get these. Like it just I don't think. I mean, shout out to him, congratulations to him because I know it's a big accomplishment, but I feel like it's too many people. But Rell feels differently, and I'm sure a lot of other people feel differently. I'm sure Devin Booker and his family feels differently too. But yeah. Um, what else? Okay, number 5, 6. I don't remember what number I'm on. Also on the not list, this is Disney's in talks to remake The Princess and the Frog in a live action form. I talked about this on the they're also I just saw this. They're remaking Aristocrats, which was an awful Disney cartoon movie anyway. But so their Princess and the Frog obviously is a classic. Literally the first Disney movie that we had a black princess. I forgot what year it originally came out. But I remember it was a big deal. I remember I went to theaters to go see it. They have a Coco Jones is auditioning for it. She did a little Instagram video that I posted, basically auditioning Disney to do it. Also, Ari Lennox did a Instagram video auditioning for it. So I think it's cool, man. I think I would prefer Coco Jones, but that's nothing against Ari Lennox. I think they can both be phenomenal. I hope they do realize that like you're gonna be a frog for. I mean, if it's live action, the Princess and the Frog. She's the frog for a very 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 long time in the movie. But yeah, it is what it is. Number 6. This is I kind of want to just talk about this forever. This is all I want to talk about, Rell. Megan Thee Stallion throwing the first pitch for the Astros today. Did you see it?
Yes.
And
it's amazing.
That's all you got?
She's amazing.
Meg's back outside, and Lord have mercy. That's all I'm gonna say. Just but yeah, made me want to be an Astros fan. I can.
I would say all that.
Man, I know you wouldn't say all that. Yeah, just she looked great, and I'll leave it at that. Number 7 on the not list. I was supposed to put this in this. Oh yeah, so. All right, this one hurts. I brought this up on the last pod that no one's listened to. That we didn't release. Tom Brady, my arch nemesis. For those who don't know, I'm a Colts fan. I've been a Colts fan my entire life. Tom Brady has been, thorn in my side for my entire fandom in football. Obviously when he won the Falcons Super Bowl, I kind of had to just admit that he was the best quarterback of all time, but I was still holding on to hope that I could still argue myself the same Peyton was better, that he was just under a better organization. But now, after the Falcons won, I couldn't really say anything. But now Tom is trying to get me to like him. He's trying to get me to like him because now he's a majority owner of the Las Vegas Aces, which Rell and I are fans of. We live here in Las Vegas. We've been to their games. We've been to playoff games. Asia Wilson's is my favorite player in the game right now. Kelsey Plum is probably his favorite player in the game right now.
Not anymore.
She got married. She got married and you done with her. Candace Parker is my favorite, WNBA player of all time. And it's just, man. By the way, you probably don't listen to it because you don't listen to Draymond Green podcast. Did you know that Candace Parker said she's never had her own locker in the WNBA?
How was that?
She said she's never had her own locker where she can come to and it's hers. It says her name, and she can come to it. She could put her stuff there, and she can come back in the stuff.
It doesn't surprise me. The WNBA is really like at this stage is like they cut corners. There.
That says a lot about that says a little bit about the WNBA, but that says a lot about the Sparks to me. Like, why don't they have a facility like that for the Sparks? That's kind of crazy.
Well, here's the thing, though.
Or Chicago. She played for the Sky too.
That's
crazy.
Aren't actual gyms.
Gyms, yeah. Yeah.
Like a lot of these arenas, they're not playing in the arenas. Like when
Mm-hmm.
we go to the Mandalay Bay, like that's just the convention center that they put a court in. So they
Mm-hmm.
don't really have an arena like that. How the Mavericks have an arena built for them, like in their players. This is why we need to get them into a better arena and like a better seating, or like especially out here in Vegas. There's so many good arenas out here. Even when the one that they're building up, you can put them in a T-Mobile.
Whoa, wait, where are you going? She has a that's what she was saying that about the Sparks, not about the Aces. She has it now with the Aces. That's what she was saying.
I thought I thought it was maybe it's a league wide thing.
No, no.
No,
She was praising the Aces because the Aces have that really nice fucking practice
it
facility
doesn't
being
make sense
built.
for the Sparks because they play in the Staples Center.
So that doesn't make
It
any
makes
sense.
sense for the Sparks. They should have one.
They should
Because,
have.
like I said, they play in an actual arena that can provide that.
They should. That's what I'm saying. But
But the Sky, I know the Sky play in the
she's
convention center.
Candace also said on the pod. She said that um she couldn't find like she didn't have a facility where she can go at midnight to put up shots whenever she wanted to, and now she'll have that
This is
out here in
all,
Las
like I
Vegas.
said, this is all within the ineptitude of each organization and what's okay by the WNBA. Until somebody steps in, and it's getting better. We're getting better. Tom Brady's now owner. That's something. You know what I'm saying? Like he's going to invest in this league. We get more names to
The
invest.
Raiders owner is doing a really good job, but
Mark Davis has done a great job.
he's treating the Las Vegas Aces like a first class organization, and that's why I'm fully like invested in making I'm putting
Like
myself
this
because
whole
I not
allegation that
only
he
did
was
I trust
allegedly
him as a what go ahead here you
like
go about to make it.
the whole allegation where he was allegedly like paying players or something under the table, like completely false, erroneous allegations about Mark Davis about like trying to like get a hand up on free agency. He's innocent. He didn't do anything. Mark Davis is innocent of all charges. All right.
Anyway, I just thought it was interesting that Asia said that, but now obviously they have that practice facility right by the Raiders practice facility on St. Rose. That it's real. I drove by it a couple of times. It's fly. They need gates, but
Is it
the
the
Raider
Vegas practice facility?
what?
It's the Aces practice facility.
Yes,
Where's it at?
it's right behind. It's right in front of the Raiders practice facility.
I gotta check
You
it out.
you went over there when you went to your interview. It's right across the
Oh,
street.
I don't know. It's maybe tucked away. Is it an Atlas? They work on an Atlas?
Atlas is on. God, you need to know. You need to know streets out here in Vegas. Jeez Louise. Atlas is on. I can't think of the name of the street right now, and so I apologize. But if the street name will come to me, but yeah, no, that's by the airport.
So, but does it stand out? Like, does it say Las Vegas Aces practice facility?
Yes, Jarrell. Yes.
I'm telling you, I haven't seen it over there. Fuck, I'm new here.
Oh, you're the drunk son, but you don't know.
I just got a car again.
Okay. But yeah, it's right by the Raiders. It's right by the Raiders practice facility. It looks fly. I almost knocked on the door and see what was going on in there. But yeah, shout out to them, man. I think they're doing that. But I end up following Tom Brady, man. I just had to. It hurt me to press that follow button on Tom, but now he's rocking my team, so I kind of had to let the beef die a little bit. All right, so that was it for the not list. Well, one more. This one's gonna be quick too. I mean, I have another one I'll save it for next week. Number 8 on the not list, very very long not list. E3 has been canceled for 2023. I kind of expected this, to be honest with you, for anybody that's into games. E3 is a yearly showcase of the newest games that's coming out that year. It's a new, not only games but hardware, software. They tell you about upcoming titles and what they have plans for in the future. So literally maybe like 2 or 3 months ago, Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo all put out E3 that they weren't going to show and showcase what they had going on for the 2023 and beyond. And E3 still planned on happening. I thought that was kind of strange how they was still planning on doing their showcase, but it came out today that they're no longer doing the showcase. So this virtually means nothing because a lot of these big Sony and Microsoft, they do their own showcases. They don't really need the platform at E3 because like they'll do a briefing and they'll tell you about everything that they got going on for that year and beyond. So yeah, this doesn't mean a whole lot. All right, Rell. So, question for you.
I was just looking at that Vegas Aces thing. I had never seen it. I really had never seen it.
You was literally over there.
Yeah, I was Googling it. I was like, I didn't even know like this shit just opened. It literally just opened this month.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know. Nigga, you be out here, bro. You outside. I'm not.
Says the person that's on the strip every weekend. Anyway.
Dog, I've been the strip in weeks.
Lie. All right. So, Rell. So recently, the NBA's been having a lot of issues as far as referee calls, disgruntled players constantly complaining. Luka, I think Luka's on technical number 15. Draymond's on technical 16. Dylan Brooks is on technical 16. I think he just got suspended. It's a lot of negative discourse going on between the players and the coach, but also with the fans. So recently, in the last couple of days, Kyrie 2 times. One game ago, I forgot what he was playing. He had a fan kicked out, and then he was telling the fan, "Say that shit to my face," and he still had him kicked out, right? And then
he told him apologize.
Yeah, said apologize, say it to my face,
and then he had him kicked out.
Russ was going back and forth with a fan the other day and had him kicked out. So my question to you is
the Bradley Beal situation.
The Bradley Beal situation, which I thought was funny. Apparently, there's more to it. It wasn't just whatever.
Here's my thing, and I want to say, I just want to make this clear for degenerates across the world. If you watch this podcast,
there you go.
If you bet 1,300 on Bradley fucking Beal, you don't know what you're doing, and you should probably stop betting. You're an idiot and you're a dumbass. Just give the money to me. I'll show you what to do with it.
Wow.
Putting anything on Bradley Beal this season is fucking asinine. It's just stupid. He's been inconsistent. He barely fucking plays. The team is terrible. It just like bets like that don't make sense to me. And then for people to go at him, like, yeah, you smacked your fucking hat off. And I'm glad you lost your 1,300 because you made a stupid bet.
I can't believe you did that, man. Turn that into whatever. It's true though. Bradley Beal is like the 3rd or 4th best shooting guard, and he's getting paid like I think he's the highest paid player in the NBA besides Dame. But Dame's doesn't even kicked in until like next year. But at least Dame gives you 33 points a game.
But it's like my thing is like Bradley Beal has never been one to just be like a guy where like every night in, night out. Like they're like even when he plays, there's some nights like, oh shit, Brad Beal out there. Like
I don't want to just talk about the Wizards entire, but the Wizards, man, the fact that they're negotiating with KP and then they want Kuz back and this team is ass. It's fucking crazy.
You know what I think they're doing? I just think teams like that now, just like the Bogdanovich,
they just want to be relevant.
They just going to resign the auction off players. They just want to be able to auction off players for picks now. Now we were getting to the age of where players were just walking. Now
Bradley Beal is not going to be positive salary. It's not going to be positive.
No, but Kuzma will be.
Kuzma, sure. KP, no.
No.
You're not getting. Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole with the Wizards.
I don't know how you going to trade. I mean, I don't know. Maybe
don't go down the rabbit hole with the Wizards. We spend way too much time on the Wizards.
No, I'm just saying overall. I just be talking hoop.
So how do you feel about fans? What, like, in your opinion, what has to be said to you as a player on the court? Put yourself in one of these players. What has to be said to you on the court for you to feel like you need to throw out a fan? Obviously, family,
religion, race. That's it.
Right. So
family, religion, race.
I'm on the side of if a fan says, and I know we've talked about this on the pod where you said you don't you feel like people can be you feel like a fan can call Westbrook Westbrick, right? You feel like that's okay in your realm, right? I remember you saying that on the pod.
Yeah.
Okay, you feel like that's good. I feel like that's a little different because he has kids, but it is what it is. I feel like though, if a fan says, "Hey Russ, you're the worst 3-point shooter in the league," you shouldn't be thrown out for that because he's just spitting facts and he said nothing wrong.
Like I said, my thing is I found a way as somebody who's critical of the game and somebody who's been to several games. Like I can be critical without being a dumbass. Right. Like people who do that are just dumbasses. They deserve to be kicked out. Like when you make it about a look at me, like
wait, do what? Do what? What I just did?
Like yell out something on the court.
I feel like they can do that though. They paid their seat. They can do that. Hecklers are a part of the game. You can't take out hecklers.
I mean, okay, but then even then getting called Westbrook is because if somebody heckles you, Westbrook.
Sure. Ultimately, I think that's fair game too. But I can understand how Westbrook can feel a way about that.
I mean, ultimately, I would just say this. Like, I just feel like fans. And it's race, religion, sex. You tell me, you talk about my mama, you call me the N-word. Or even the dude that Kyrie approached, he was wearing a fucking Redskins hat. Like this should let you know everything about this dude. So, and I'm not
he didn't want to buy a Commander's hat.
Yeah, exactly. He went exactly this Commander's hat. He still wants to believe in the good old Washington Redskins. So yeah, I don't know.
So check this out. So if a player yells at Kyrie, "Hey Kyrie, no team in the league is gonna pay you that max. No one loves you. You're not gonna be able to go anywhere in the offseason." Should he be able to get thrown out by that?
No, he shouldn't be able to get thrown out. But here's the thing, though, not to make it like this, not to make it not on this point. But if you recognize everybody who's doing this, it ain't us down there. No. So it's. I feel like there's a level of anger and bitterness sometimes towards NBA players because they make a lot of money, and always the narrative behind NBA players that they don't play. So I just feel like that people are mad because of this narrative. Like everything about NBA, you bring up NBA is that these motherfuckers don't play, or like So I just feel like this is the backlash because the people who sit in those front rows, those close seats,
they pay money. They pay money and they feel like they can say. But like I said, I feel like being heckled is a part of the game. Like, especially if you're a superstar player. Obviously, there's a line, and you don't want it to get disrespectful. Like you said, you hit on the right ones on your head. Like, soon as my families are brought up, then it's different. Soon as you talk about somebody's sexual orientation and project that on somebody, that's different. Using the N-word, obviously, all that kind of stuff is warranted. Yeah, it's great to throw the fan out. But if you're just in your seat telling Kyrie, telling Kyrie, "Hey, KD never wanted to play with you," or like something like that, like something clever. Like I feel like superstar players should commend that and think that's cool. Like, yeah. I think,
like I said,
I think that's dope.
To criticize.
I don't think that's dope. I think that's creative.
There's a way to criticize all within the context of what the person is doing and still be okay. And like this whole narrative about, oh, you didn't play, so you can't say shit. Like, no, like if you watching them stuff, you can study them stuff. You can understand at a level to where you can say that was a bad shot, that was a bad turnover, and say it. But at the same time, there's a fine line. Don't talk to family. Don't yell at family. Anybody who support them, and that, like, all that shit's off limits, bro. You talking to family or like this stupid shit that came out this week where like Laker fans were tweeting at Malik Beasley's
that shit. And I was gonna talk to you about that. So
like that shit is
Jesse
dumb,
and I talked about that. Yeah,
we don't do that.
Yeah, let's jump into the Lakers.
Through the media,
so
you know we hate you.
So Jarrell hit on it, but let me explain for those who don't know. So Malik Beasley is a player that was acquired in the Timberwolves trade to Los Angeles Lakers. And, he hasn't shot the best since he's put the Laker jersey on. He had a couple good games where he shot really well, but for the most part, I think he's under 35% with the purple and gold jersey on. Right, not his normal percentage. I think he was in the 40s all through the season, but
Not this year. He wasn't in the 40s.
I think he was. I think he was in the 40s. He was the highest. He shot the highest. No, I think he was at like 39 before the trade, and then he had like the second highest attempts behind Steph. I think Steph shoots. It sounds crazy now. These attempts are three pointers. Steph shoots 15 threes a game, like 14 point something. Honestly, Steph should shoot more. Anyway, shoot more three stuff. But I think Beasley was like second at like 12 or 13 attempts a game, which is just a crazy amount, right? But yeah, he hasn't shot well, and Laker fans, there's the good and the bad, and the Laker fans. Obviously, Rell and I are on Lakers Twitter, talking to and looking at all this stuff that happens, and Malik Beasley recently had one of his kids had a birthday. And in the comments, in his birthday post to his kid, Laker fans were telling him, just all the unimaginable stuff that you can think. Just like, we're going to come, fuck your son, make some shots. Just all the stupid, unnecessary shit that you see fans that we shouldn't give a fuck about do. We're just like, yo, like, chill. It got so bad that Malik had felt the need to actually do a post and respond to all the negative comments that were happening to him, where he was basically saying like, yo, like, nobody's harder on myself than me. Nothing y'all like, it's going to come around. Like, it's a mismake, just saying that like, yo, Laker fans, stick with him. It's going to come around. Yeah, that part of the internet I don't like, especially like, as I've been saying, I'm a new Laker fan. So that part of the Laker fan is like, yo, like just relax,
it's
just
a toxic
chill.
fan base. Some of them dudes, some of these motherfuckers don't even know. They can't even name Malik Beasley from. They just go on the internet just to talk shit, and they don't really watch the game. He's on like even Lakers Twitter, like they don't tweet at people. Like when there's just a set of dumbass fans who only watch the game from this narrow fucking view. And first off, stop tweeting at athletes or kind of like, I'm not saying everything got to be love, but most of the time, if you're not saying something, just shut the fuck up about it. Like I don't know, I don't understand why even anybody ever even like decides to comment on the game. Like I would just like if I would put a post up about it or like complaining about it,
right?
But, maybe
you don't have to talk directly to the athlete, yeah.
Like what the fuck for? Like you're not a reporter or like or just dumb shit like that. Like so I personally think that is the stupidest shit ever. Is when people reach out to athletes and talk about their game. It's like I just think that's just the dumbest shit ever.
Yeah, Draymond's talked about this on his podcast, but yeah, I thought, like I said, like Rell hit it on the head. I think it's stupid. I think it's unnecessary, and he has. I mean, obviously, he has been moved to the bench in the pecking order. He's playing a whole lot less. So like, he knows he recognized that. I'm sure he recognized how he needs to play better. And like I told you, and like I've told Jesse, and I've told anybody else I feel like Beasley is going to do really well in the LeBron lineups. Anytime he's in a lineup where it's just Schroeder trying to create for him and shooters off the pick and roll, I don't think it's going to work as well. I think Malik Beasley, let me say this. He's not J.R. Smith, but he's in that same realm of J.R. Smith shot making. He can shoot it running. He can shoot it off the catch. He can shoot it, with the pass not being great. He can shoot it at, a couple steps behind the 3-point line. He has that kind of shot profile, and I expect him to knock down shots. It's just a matter of time. So I still have Malik Beasley stock, and I think he's going to turn around. I'm not worried about him.
A player like that, you just have to ride the wave. They don't just shoot fucking 40 all year.
I had to remind Jesse, because you know how Jesse felt about KCP, right? And I was just like, what happened the year the Lakers won the title? KCP got hot, like scorching hot. Like he couldn't miss in the bubble. And
Bubble KCP was nuts.
Bubble KCP was Kyle Korver. And maybe that happens for Malik. I doubt it, but maybe he can get 80% of that. All right, Rell. So we can talk about any and all teams you wanted to hit on because, like I said, we're at the stretch run in the NBA season. There's a lot of teams has 5 games left. I should have said this at the beginning of the top. This is my fault. We're recording this on Thursday. I think today is March 30th. 30th. And we just watched the Boston Celtics put a demolition truck to the Milwaukee Bucks. This
Pelicans are up in Denver.
Fucking Pelicans. Anyway, so what storyline do you want to talk about? What catches your Kevin Durant came back yesterday and he had some interesting comments. That I'm not going to touch on because I was told not to touch on. Shout out to Iman. I was told not to talk about him anymore. She says I must be in love with him because the way I talk about Kevin Durant, and I'm not. I'm sick of it. Do you want to talk about the big game the Lakers have tomorrow? Literally the battle for the 7th seed for the Los Angeles Lakers tomorrow against.
I want to talk about
or you want to talk about Oklahoma City? You want to talk about Dame?
There's 3 things I wrote down.
Okay.
We're talking about the
Sacramento, man. Jeff, we got to get you on the pod. Jeff, I'm gonna holler at you. We got to get you on the pod for when the playoffs are set, man. Just before your team loses in the first round.
The whole light the beam thing, because back in my day, lighting the beam meant something else. So I'm just not comfortable, supporting Sacramento and the whole light the beam movement. Because growing up, light the beam meant something else.
my man Black, our first ever guest on this podcast, I apologize. We had Iman come on here and talk about Kevin Wayne Durant and her Nets when the Nets are winning. And literally 2 episodes later, I think Kevin Durant got traded.
Until they do right by Tyreek Evans, we're not talking about the Kings. Until they do right by Tyreek Evans, that we're not talking about the Kings.
Oh my God. We had Dustin come here and talk about his chicken nuggets when the Nuggets were playing well. And, we'll see if they're paper tigers like they're losing to freaking New Orleans right now. We got to get you in here, Jeff, to talk about Sacramento, even if it's before you guys lose in the first round. And Boogie Cousins is the GOAT. Anyway. So what storyline do you want to talk about again? I'm sorry. I wanted to just take a shot at Jeff.
Overall, I just think the most interesting race, I think, is possibly the one that comes between the 4, 5, and 6. I like it's becoming real interesting, because now you got
in the Western Conference. You got to say
in the Western Conference. Okay. Right now, you got the Suns in the 4 seed. You got the Clippers right behind them, with the Suns with the Warriors. So right now, you got the Suns, Clippers, Warriors. So in the 4, 5, and 6. That right there is going to be interesting because you can either get Clippers. Kawhi.
That Clipper win was really big for them because they had no Kawhi and no Paul George yesterday, and he still won. But the Grizz did not have Jaren Jackson Jr. and it was a layup line for Russell Westbrook at the rim.
Is he gonna play tomorrow?
I don't know. Who are you talking about? Jaren Jackson Jr. I don't know.
I just think that's the most interesting. That's the most interesting race for me because you look at a team like the Warriors; they've been struggling all year
on the road,
and on the road. And honestly, we're struggling all year. You only got 40-something wins. That doesn't mean that so that you're barely going to be above 500.
They're 31-8 at home. That's not
31-8, yeah, but they've honestly been inconsistent. When you go away from one of the road.
Nuggets have 32 wins at home. What are you talking about? That's actually pretty good.
But the Nuggets also have 50 wins.
I know. All I'm saying is they're struggling. Their struggles are from the road. They're kicking ass at home.
So anytime you have, so they're inconsistent, is what I'm saying. So anytime you have this this Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde team, I don't know. Whoever comes out of that 4 or 5 matchup is going to be the most interesting part of the league because I think it's going to be the best matchup. We can either get Warriors, Suns, or Suns, Clippers, or even possibly Wolves, Suns, if the Wolves can keep up to get to that 5 spot. I mean, it's just the way the schedule's going to break down. The Clippers have pretty fairly. Well, they play Memphis tomorrow and Memphis again. Then they go to New Orleans, and then they close the season
in a game that matters. All these, I want to, and I don't remember what I said about the play-in originally, but the play-in is has knocked this shit out the park, man. All these teams. if the plan did not exist, that all these teams would not give a fuck as hard as they do. There's teams like Oklahoma City would have packed it in and been in the Wembanyama sweepstakes if it wasn't for the play-in. Same thing for the Utah Jazz. Notice how I'm not bringing up the Mavericks. They would have just packed it in if it wasn't for the play-in. Orlando is still fighting for I think they're basically out on the Eastern Conference. So is the Wizards. But yeah, go ahead.
The playing game is gonna be interesting too. Hopefully, I just want to talk about just that.
I don't want the Lakers to play now. I really want the Lakers to get that week off of the play-in week, but it looks like they're gonna at least be at the top end of play-in where they play 2 games. Yeah, tomorrow's a big game. I mean, anytime they play anybody in the Western, and I think after they play the Wolves, they play like the Rockets. They play like it's a layup game, right?
Yeah,
it's a gimme game.
They play the Rockets. They play the Jazz 2 times in 1 week with the Clippers
and then there's a Suns game that they probably lose that Suns game, but we'll see. All right, so to close out the pod, Rell. So since we're only talking about Western Conference, I want you to rank who out of all the teams in the Western Conference. Okay, so the Nuggets, the Grizz, the Sacramento Kings, the Suns, the Clippers, the Warriors, the Timberwolves, the Lakers, the Pelicans, and the Thunder. That's the cutoff that we're doing. Who do you have as your favorite in your mind? You can just do the top 5. Your top 5 most likely to make it to the West, to the NBA Finals.
The top 5 in the West, I got.
It was number 1. No, you have to do an order. You have to do an order. That's the whole point.
I got the Suns number 1.
Suns number 1. Okay.
Nuggets number 2. Okay. Lakers number 3.
Okay.
Warriors number 4. Grizzlies number 5. So I think teams like the Kings are a piece away. I think they need another 20-point score in a half-court set. I think teams like I think the Clippers, that Paul George injury, he's just fucked them again. And honestly, too, I've heard this may be the last time we see this run together. So,
I think Zach Lowe's talked about it. Like, if this Clipper run doesn't, I think he said he expects changes, and I don't know what that means, but that can mean anything.
I don't know, but I don't know.
So you said Suns, Nuggets, Lakers. Who was 4th? Warriors, I believe you said, and Grizz. You ended with. Okay. All right. So my order is a little different. I think this sucks because one of the teams that I want to put at 1 is not healthy how they should be healthy. If I knew for a fact, because like right now we still don't know, if I knew for a fact Steven Adams will come back, I would have the Grizzlies at number 1. I feel like they're being really, really slept on. Ja's back, and I think
I can say he's not making the first round.
I don't think a lot of teams are going to. They don't have a lot. There's not a lot of teams that are going to be able to stop Ja and what he does. But yeah, so that's my caveat. So I will say the Suns, like you, Grizz, Lakers, Nuggets, Warriors. I think this false belief that the Warriors are just going to turn it on without Andrew Wiggins is just that. I think it's false belief.
And that's why I said, like, this is why
I think it's just false. Like, he was so important to what they did last year, and the fact that Steve Kerr just came out yesterday, I believe, and said he's still doing on-court activity just in case he comes back, but there's still no timetable for when he comes back.
And don't Google none of the stories.
Don't Google none of the stories. It's not realistic to me, even though they got Gary Payton back. I just feel like Steph has to be a supernova. Clay's not the same defender he was. He can't guard smalls.
Jordan Poole looks like a bad contract.
And Jordan Poole, it's early in the contract, but Jordan Poole is so hot and cold. And
that's a bad contract to me.
And Dre, as great as Dre is, obviously there's slippage on defense. He's not the same defender.
Did you see what
he literally said on his podcast that he he's he feels like he's been beat up. Like he feels beat up already. He said he feels beat up. He can't wait to have the week off for the plane. That's why he's trying to stay out of the plane. He wants to just get his body back right.
There's not even a week off of the plane. It's only a few days.
But that can mean something though.
And did you see Bill Simmons said he expects LeBron James and Draymond Green to end up in Dallas for Luka?
I saw that.
It doesn't even make sense basketball wise. It doesn't make sense basketball wise.
No,
like Bill Simmons, like one of the most prominent basketball people that I've known. I read his fucking book. I just don't get where
he just be reaching. He reaches a lot
with
man.
These theories on a ball dominant Luka.
There's some stuff.
Dominant Braun.
It's some stuff coming out of Dallas, man. That I'm not saying that Luka's a bad teammate, but it's some stuff coming out of Dallas where it's like I think Kyrie's gone. I don't even think that's like I would put money, like if there's bets on Kyrie staying, I would bet against it with
I think
with my car. That's how much.
And they're not going to trade him.
I think he's gone. And then there's rumblings that there's some players are not happy to play with Luka. All he does is he passes the ball, and if you drop the ball or if you miss the shot, he pouts and he doesn't run back on defense, and then you have to cover up for his defensive V because when he drives, he thinks he gets fouled and he's yelling at the ref, and then you're playing 4-on-5.
Dog,
why would you want to play for a player like that?
It has become so annoying to me watching him do that. And
they said he's the worst transition player in the league. They said he's the worst transition player in the league because he's arguing with the refs because every time he drives, he thinks he's got foul, even if it's a turnover, even if he's not even trying to create contact. He's
how is he ever going to play in this league?
It's how many years is Luka's in now? 4, 5? He's been here 4 years. 4 years.
4. The bubble was his second year.
There's some stuff coming about Luka, man. So we'll see how that goes.
The thing about having a superstar, like who's a bad teammate.
He has a chance to be a top 10 player, so it's like his talent makes up for it. But like
in his defense, his mama is suing him. Like his own mama is suing him.
Right. It's very, very strange, man. Because like even LeBron, even when LeBron was LeBron, he was liked by his there was some teammates I'm sure that didn't like him, but he had teammates that loved him and was willing to deal with him because they knew he was going to take them to the promised land. It doesn't feel that same with Luka, and he does come off as a loner with his teammate. It doesn't seem like he's really close with those guys. Continue.
I promise you now, kid will be fired by the next Sunday, and I can promise you, Steve Nash is going to be the next head coach of Mavericks.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, because it just makes too much sense. It just makes too much if kid, with the caveat if kid gets fired,
that would be. I want Perk and all these talking heads for all the noise that Perk did for the MVP. I want Perk to turn up if Steve Nash, who had arguably one of the cushiest jobs in Brooklyn, obviously he probably had to deal with egos, so I don't want to say it was completely cushy. But had no coaching experience, zero, zilch, but was cool with Kevin Durant, was able to get that job. And if he just walks into a Luka coaching job, that would be crazy to me.
He's a Maverick, and he's going to have this open. He's going to have this D'Antoni style. And that's maybe, did I just say the name? D'Antoni, old ass been out the scene for a little bit.
Does he still want to coach?
Score a lot of points.
All right. Well, does he still want to? Anyway, tell me about this LeBron. I'm sorry, LeBron.
Don't just dismiss my D'Antoni idea. Don't just.
No, I'm not. Okay. I feel like I always do that. That's a cool little breadcrumbs thing that you're doing, but let's see what they do with their roster at the end of the season. They got a lot of things that they need to figure out. They need to figure out the Christian Wood thing. They need to. Hey, I got sources. JaVale McGee's picking up that $6 million player option.
Bad deal. They pitched him $6 million. Dog. I don't understand what they're doing in the front court. Why do they have two centers they can't play
He's
together?
picking up that option. I'm letting y'all know right now. So this is my sources say. Sources say JaVale McGee is picking up that $6 million play option.
Christian Wood, him, Dwight
Christian
Powell.
Wood, Dwight Powell, free agent. Dwight Powell's not that good like that though. Yeah, they got some question marks, man. They got to figure out. Tell me about Bronny's NIL deal in.
Yeah, I mean this and like
for those who don't know, explain to them NIL and how the NIL works and why he's
NIL
getting
just
paid.
came into play recently, but the NIL stands for name, image, and likeness. Basically, the players can make money off get paid for their services in college. Now, Bron, the two highest earners of this year of NIL earnings so far since the NIL era has been Bronny James Jr. and Arch Manning, two players who have yet to play either a quarter of basketball in college or a quarter of football in college football. Arch Manning is actually at the University of Texas, where I don't know if he's even going to start over Quinn Ewers at Texas.
Archie Manning is the cousin of Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, right? Is the nephew?
He is, I think Archie Manning is, I think it's Cooper's son.
Cooper's son, yeah. He's a nephew of Peyton Manning and he's a nephew of Peyton Manning and Eli Manning. Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, he's a nephew of Peyton and Eli. I think it's Cooper's son. So, but this is my own thing. And I did some research with this. Nike's only gave out 5 NIL deals. Count 5. You can go Google it right now. There's only 5 NIL deals Nike has ever given out. One of them is to Bronny James Jr., one is to Caitlin Clark. A couple other players have gotten it. Only
did Bryce get one right now too?
Huh?
Did Bryce get one too or no?
No, Bryson got one. My thing is NIL should be meant, or I'm not even more so mad about Bronny. I just think that it's fucking lazy.
Did you say how much Bronny made?
Bronny has made over $7 million in NIL money. And here's the thing though. With this sport, I would say LeBron should know of all people, not to ever count nobody else's pockets, that it's not a lot of people that's going to be able to make it out of there. And not saying that these players have the same effect as Bronny, because Bronny has the name. This is why people sign him or whatever. But that NIL money, there's a lot of players who now you're going to get a quarter of that. And that shit's chump change for Bronny. Literally, it's ashtray money for the James family.
Like I said to Rell earlier, the Bronny would be cut off with me if I was Bron James. He has his own money.
My issue is with Nike. How do you only have 5 NIL deals and Bronny has probably your biggest one? Why are there so many college kids?
Well, that means so many, because a lot of places are using his name, image, and likeness.
But they're not even using it yet because he hasn't committed. They're just paying him. Like this is the potential earnings that he can get, because like once he gets to said campus, which is probably going to be Ohio State, from what I'm hearing. That's
what everybody's saying. Why wouldn't he go to USA, UCLA, or USC so he can be close to home?
USC is not that good, and UCLA he'd have to play defense.
One of his boys play for UCLA, right? The other guy.
Bailey, but the whole thing is
Bailey's not coming out, right? He's staying a year, right? He should stay a year.
He probably stand, but Mick Cronin's not the kind of coach you want to go to as a freshman. He's one of them dudes where, I mean, but you know what? Not really, because Bronny's a defensive guard. So I don't see UCLA. I don't know, but they got a lot of guards too. So I don't know, but I just think it's kind of bullshit that Nike has all this fucking power and NIL's been out. You got 5 NIL deals, and half of the people who got NIL money don't even need the fucking money. Like, there's stories out here of people who need this money and need and like the money should be dispersed better. And then for Bronny for this to even be, I don't know, man. I got a kind of an issue because he's good. He's good. I'm not gonna.
He's gotten so much better.
He has potential.
I remember we came on this podcast and talked about how Bronny was. You joked that he was overseas for sure, and
he's gotten better.
I know he's gotten better.
Can I say he's not getting this levitation because
of his name?
No, yeah, I think so, because I think he's good, but he's not special.
Bill Simmons. Did you hear the pod where Bill Simmons basically said
stupid shit? Not even top 20 in California, which is stupid. Bill Simmons can't even name 20 fucking high school players in California.
He said he wasn't a top 5 player on this team, and I was like, "Look, I don't know a whole lot, but he's definitely a top 5 player on this team." That's crazy that you would say that.
He played with fucking. Anyways,
I was like, Bill, that's just hate.
he
That's just
leads the
hate.
team in scoring.
That's hate. That's hate.
The
That's
thing, I'm
hate.
pretty sure he leads. No, and then
He's
there's
not
one
a
other
top.
kid.
He
I
said he's
think
not a top 20 player in
no, you know what it
California.
is? Master P son. I don't know if it's Master P son. I don't know if he's still on the team, but one of them. But it's another good player on the team, is what he's trying to say. But I don't know if it's Master P son or somebody else is on one of these on Sierra Canyon. My thing is just about the money, but he's good. But I just know that he's getting boosted up better because his. And I hate to shit on this kid because he's a kid and he's doing nothing wrong, and I wish him well wherever he goes. I just think that this whole NIL money, when there's college players who would never get a fucking nickel, for him to already have $8 million, it's like this is a joke. It's not,
Like I said,
especially for Nike.
if I'm Bron, you cut off. You got a roof, but I'm not giving you another cent. That's how I feel. Great talk, Rell. I think. You really think he's going to Ohio State? That's what the word is. But like, why would he want to be so far away from Pops?
Because that's what Bron wants to go to college.
Bron said on that. Did you watch the sit down with him and Coach K? He said he was going to go to Duke. That's what he says.
Bron switches. Bron also wore a Yankee hat to
a
Cleveland Indian game.
He says if he would have went to college, he said I would have went to Duke. He said I would have been a Dookie. He says we'll never know, but because hey, Bron, you were too good for college. Yeah, but that's funny. Man, thank you, Rell. Thank you for anybody that got to this far in the podcast. We really love you and appreciate you. Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. If you're on Apple, leave us a rating, leave a comment. It helps the pod go a long way. And next week we'll be right here talking about the playoff matchups, man. It's here, and hopefully next week. When is the NFL draft? 3 weeks from now?
At the end of
April.
April.
Okay, we still got some weeks before Lamar Jackson goes to the Indianapolis Colts. All right, so for real, I'm Kev. We're those millennials, and we're out.